This is going to be a short video, a very short video, and it's going to be about Bitcoin. And I'm going to give you a challenge, okay, open challenge to prove me wrong, okay. My theory is Bitcoin will fail, is guaranteed to fail, and I'll tell you why. And you can prove, I want you to prove me wrong. Here's an open challenge. I'm not a Bitcoin expert, I'm not a guru, but I'll prove it to you with simple logic. Bitcoin will fail. Okay? Now, so ready? Okay. So number one, here's my question to you. Bitcoin, is it a need? N-double-E-D. Is it need? Or right now, is it greed? Is it a need or is it greed? What do I mean by need? Water is need, air is need, food is need, place to sleep, shelter is need. Is Bitcoin need or is Bitcoin greed? First point. Okay? Please answer. First point. Second point. Point number two. Point two. Okay. Let's say I have 100 Bitcoins. And you see this, wow, it's $34,000 one Bitcoin. Wow, wow. Not just wow, wow. Okay, fine. We'll go 40,000, 50,000. Okay. I have these 100 Bitcoins. I'm holding it. Now what? What? I can go buy a car. I can go buy pizza. What? I'm going to hold on to it. Why? Because today is 34,000, tomorrow 35,000, the after tomorrow 36,000. So if I spend, let's say, one Bitcoin, 35,000, if I would spend it tomorrow, it's 36,000. If I spend the after tomorrow, 37,000, maybe it'll become 100,000. So now the question is, what do I do with the Bitcoin? I hold on. I hold it. So what is the use of the Bitcoin? Just holding. Holding and hoping that the price goes up. Okay, that is point two. Point three. Point. What can I do with the Bitcoin? Please explain to me. Explain. What can I do with the Bitcoin? What do I do? Buy something? Where? Only a guy who's dealing with Bitcoin, who has a Bit wallet, and who knows something of Bitcoin will buy it. Let's say, for example, I meet in an accident. Oh, I'm dying in the hospital. Take my Bitcoins, please. They'll say, sorry, give me cash. Okay, wait, let me sell my Bitcoin. And imagine you have a heart attack, you die. Who'll buy? At least money, you can tell your wife, go withdraw the money from the bank. Okay, go withdraw the money from the bank and pay. Bitcoin, what you can do? It's in my digital wallet. Digital. Oh, tell the doctor to transfer from the digital wallet. And then if, say, Bitcoin goes up to $100,000, who's going to buy? People are going to wait for it to crash and then they buy, right? Okay, that was what? Point number three? Point. Point number four. Point. Now, let's say you have purchased the Bitcoin. Okay, what are you going to do with it? What do people do with it? What do people? They hold on to it, log into their smartphone. Every few minutes, they will check. Okay, is it gone up? Is it gone down? Oh, how high it is gone? Oh shit, it's going more up. Oh shit, it's going more up. Oh shit, it's gonna. Every hour, every minute, every day you're checking. So what are you doing? You're doing nothing but checking the price. How many people are doing the same way? Just checking the price. Are you a trader? Not traitor. Trader. Are you a trader? Are you running a business on Bitcoin? No, you just put in the money and it's like the chicken has laid an egg and you're waiting there for it to hatch. Hatch the egg, yeah. Come on, yeah. Chick, come out, yeah. In this problem, the chicken doesn't even come out. And even if the chicken comes out, it's a virtual chicken. And the biggest thing is, where is the expiry date for it to come out? You will just hold on to it and wait to sell it, right? So what is it? Okay, here's another challenge. Point number 5. Okay, and I'll put this as the last point. Are you educated about Bitcoin? Educated not by reading, By reading about Bitcoin, it's like me telling you, I'm a psychologist. I'm an expert psychologist because I've read this best-selling book on psychology. I've read 20 books on psychology, so I'm a psychologist. Do you consider yourself, would you go to a doctor and get an operation, open heart surgery, from a doctor who read 100, say 10 books on open heart surgery? He read 10 books. That's it? He becomes an open heart surgery surgeon expert? No, right? He's just a guy who has some information on open heart surgery. You'll never go to him. In the same way, Bitcoin, you read some newspaper articles, you read some opinions, and you, because you have your skin in the game, your own money, there is this bias to justify your purchase. So you'll support Bitcoin. You'll talk about Bitcoin. But do you know the technical aspects? Do you know coding? Do you know trading? Do you know how to deal with it? Are you making a living out of it? Do you have experience? Like, example, I'm a guy who has been working online full time since the last 4-5 years. Okay, I've been online from 11 years. I can challenge anyone about earning money online, specifically as a consultant, not as an e-commerce store, not as Shopify, not as affiliate selling. No, that all is a different genre altogether. So I stick within my area of expertise. And I made a living out of it. Have you made a fucking living out of it, or is that a fucking hobby? Just invested and you're waiting for eggs to hatch? See, we live in a day and age where everybody's a fucking expert. People are expert on marriage. People are expert on love. People are expert in God. Some people even know God. Oh, I've experienced God. I felt it here. Lord, I felt it here. The healing took place here. Lord, if you read my holy book, you'll also feel it. You have people with pseudoscience, tantric healing. Just Google search on the island of Samui, where I stay. There are these Western expats who are good at tantric healing. Tantric. You'll see one Gora guy sitting like a Hindu. He's sitting like a yoga pose with some red tikka, Hindu kind of saffron scarf around his neck, sitting like this, and there is a Hindu god photo, and he's sitting like a yoga pose. He's become a yoga teacher, tantric, and for $500 he will teach you the ancient Vedic science of the tantric powers. He'll align your chakras for $1,000. He will release the sexual energy from the earth, the energies, for $200. Reiki healing, heal. He will heal online, heal with the $100. $100 he will heal. You have such people, NLP experts, NLP. Oh, even if you are a sales executive, you're working as a receptionist, you went through some coaching program, you're NLP expert, train the trainer. Oh. So in a day and age of such idiots, you're a cryptocurrency expert. I have Bitcoin, I have Yahi, Bitcoin, I have Bitwallet. Oh, it is $35,000. Oh, it's going to be 1 million. So what I'm trying to tell you, my dear friend, is Bitcoin is one of those virtual thing where you put the money and you're waiting for some magic to happen. It's not a need, it's a greed. Okay, and once you invest your actual physical money, you'll sit and wait for it to reach a certain level. After it reaches a certain level, you hope to sell it. You know these stories people will give you. If you invested in Bitcoin 30 years ago or 10 years ago, today you would be richer than Jeff Bezos. You'd be richer than Elon Musk. You'd be richer than 4-5 companies combined. Yeah, if you studied hard, if you made the right choices, if you're born to the right parents, if you invested properly, if you took the right decision, your life would have been better, no? Like that, anyone can talk. Question is, Which world are we living? If you had studied hard, if you made the right choices, if you purchased Bitcoin, if you purchased Amazon stock, if you invested in Facebook, if. So that if, no, doesn't mean it's going to happen to you. Always I tell people, exception to the rule is not the rule by itself. Just because Jeff Bezos became successful with Amazon doesn't mean you start an e-commerce store, you'll be successful. Just because Elon Musk took a risk and invested in electric car doesn't mean your personality will work. If you are born in Syria, no matter what you do, it's going to end badly. If you are born in Iran, no matter what you try on social media, it's not going to work. If you are in Saudi and you're a female, no matter what you try, not going to work. So there are many variables. In the same way, Bitcoin also, there are too many variables to be successful. Remember, everyone is jumping into Bitcoin not out of need, but out of speculation. It's speculative and it's future oriented. One day in the future, we're going to have AI. One day in the future, we're going to have this and that. So that one day in the future, neither do I nor do you know when is that one day. And as long as governments keep a hold of the economy, as long as political powers are very particular that they can scan what you do, they can spy on you, spy on your smartphone, they can collect your data, there is no privacy. As long as that exists, as long as, remember, greed exists instead of need, Bitcoin will never succeed. Because human beings, no? Humans, evil is much more fun than good. Bad is more interesting than good. Okay, keep that in mind. Why do you think in YouTube video, Harvard Business School for education gets only 10,000 views? But Kim Kardashian's nipple slip, or this female is showing her this thing, something, private parts, 1 million clicks. Why? Why? Nobody has seen a nipple? Nobody has seen a vagina? In fact, ask yourself this question. The most visited sites in the world are what? Educational sites or porno sites? So human nature by itself wants easy, wants fun, wants a good stuff. Nobody wants a bad stuff. Nobody wants a hard stuff. Even this Bitcoin, everyone's talking about it because everyone wants to be rich fast. It's greed, not need. So here's my open challenge to you. Prove me wrong. Open challenge. And I'm very sure you're an expert in Bitcoin. Oh, you're the great expert. You'll write a big long essay. But if I Google search your name, nobody knows who the fuck you are. You have not created a cryptocurrency. You don't trade with it, nothing. You're just holding on to it. Oh, I'm a Bitcoin expert. Fucking idiot, man. That's what you are. So anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts. I'm very open to criticism. This is me signing off. You guys take care.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Macedo is the best.